Hello and welcome back to an episode of Pass the Torch, Legacies in Jewelry. My name is Nadja de Savandiste, and today I am in Detroit, Michigan at the SNAG conference, which SNAG stands for the Society of North American Goldsmiths. If you have not checked them out yet, please do. It is one of the first associations I joined when I decided to become a metalsmith. This is my first time coming to an event like this. It's my first time being at a jewelry conference of any type, and I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. The first one being that I'm a little bit intimidated, particularly by the avant-garde that a lot of these artists are. Bold, impressionistic. It has stretched my mind in ways that I was not expecting because the panels were so in depth. So the panel that I just walked away from was a legacy panel, and it housed several curators, like museum curators. And it just dawned on me how different the responsibilities are depending on which career path you take within the jewelry industry. And Dr. Tiffany Maman, Dr. Tiffany Maman gave an entire lecture about the Black enslaved goldsmiths of the 18th century. And that was absolutely fascinating, something I'd never thought about. Her entire lecture was absolutely captivating, informative, thoughtful. The whole day has been incredibly thoughtful. And so I've just been grateful to be here. I was asked to come out to moderate a panel tomorrow on the state of the bench, and I have a fantastic lineup of other female bench jewelers, and Jennifer, who is the lead over at Jewelers Mutual, who I will be interviewing as part of the program tomorrow. And so I'm really excited about that. Again, I'm grateful to be here. I'm a little bit intimidated because the artisans that are here are so different from me. That's not a bad thing. It's just, I'm so used to being around other goldsmiths and jewelers that are right in my kind of same lane. And this is an entirely different world. I think the craft and the artisan jeweler world is. Whoa, I have a bead near me. Okay. Sit back down. The craft world is entirely different. And I thought I knew what it entailed. And today I'm realizing that I have only scratched the surface. And so I look forward to going a little bit deeper and understanding the work that is produced in this space. I really appreciate how SNAG has highlighted so many students. They put a lot of effort into the student curation here, as well as the opportunities for grants and scholarships that they have brought forth in the jewelry industry is also really key and critical. And so we need them. The jewelry industry needs SNAG. The work that they have put into this conference, it is so evident how thoughtful they tried to be at every single possible opportunity. So that is why I'm excited to be here. I'm only here today and tomorrow. It's a 4-day conference. I'm only going to be able to experience 2 of the 4 days. There's definitely a sense of rubbing shoulders with very savvy people at this conference. That is why it is good to get out and to meet some new people. I always feel so inspired after being in a room full of people who are so different from me. I always feel like I am the least talented person in these rooms. I will update you on how tomorrow goes. Before we go any further into this episode, I want to take a quick moment and thank Pepe Tools for sponsoring this podcast. Pepe stands for Precision Engineered Professional Equipment. And not only are they sponsoring this podcast, but they have also sponsored the conference that I am here attending, the SNAG Society of North American Goldsmiths conference here in Detroit. So thank you, Pepe Tools. Go over to pepetools.com to shop. Okay, so I just wrapped the panel. I moderated the State of the Bench panel, and I had Jennifer Markas on the panel from Jewelers Mutual. She runs their endowment fund. I also had Casey Sobel, who is former Cartier high jewelry bench jeweler, but also has her own studio now. And she put together a really incredible presentation on how to take a bench test. So things that I had wished I would have had access to when I was applying for jobs and going through and bench testing. Really, really helpful tips. I wonder if she would be willing and able to share them with this podcast and this platform because they were so insightful and maybe I'll find a way to collaborate with her on that. And then we also had Sophia Gallette, who is my age or younger, and a very, very skilled bench jeweler at Harry Winston in New York City. So just these incredible women, all women panel. It was so much fun. I was honored to be up there with them. I think the biggest takeaway from the panel that we really talked about was education opportunities. So obviously with Jennifer being there and Jewelers Mutual just committed $10 million over the next 10 years to SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design. They have a jeweler's program there. And so we were just talking about different education opportunities and how there is a deficit. We have 4,000 open bench jeweler jobs and no one to fill them. So if you're a bench jeweler listening, know that you have job security. Know that you can go somewhere else if you are not being treated well, because there is such a shortage of skilled bench jewelers. And there's also, a lack of people in the industry willing to invest in education. There's kind of this vicious cycle where you don't have enough experience to get the job, but then if you have too much experience, they don't pay you well enough. And it's just kind of this like ongoing circle where there's a lot of dissatisfaction and unmet expectations on both the jeweler side and the retail side. So I hope that we as a industry can invest in our people and continue to sustain a quality of life for the bench jewelers that we have that make this entire industry run. So that was kind of the emphasis and the highlight of the panel. I thought it went really, really well. I would love 3 more hours to talk to each of those women because they're so knowledgeable and they had so much more to give than just the 1 hour that we had on the panel. But it was still really, really insightful, and I was grateful that I got to come out to Detroit, to Wayne State University, and be a part of it. And that concludes this podcast episode. If you are a metalsmith and you are curious about joining SNAG, you can go to snagmetalsmith.org. I highly recommend it, especially if you are just starting out and getting going in your career. They offer a lot of resources. It's a great community, and I look forward to see how the future of SNAG develops. So be a part of it. You can look them up. You can follow them on Instagram. And thank you again for listening to another episode. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.